So I like to be the silent soundboard person.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Let's go hide
These
that.
do stretch.
Okay, yeah, that should be good. I'm just on the floor.
It should be fine.
Oh, I was like, where'd I phone? Oh.
Should we do like a test quick?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, move them all around if you want, higher, lower.
okay, how do we sound? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Good. Could you move your microphone a little closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go again.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Testing. Check 1, 2.
Perfect.
Good.
Perfect levels.
Okay, awesome. Cameron, did you start the recording already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Got it all.
we got the real. Okay. Well,
So, like, is there anything to like record with that, or does it just basically just catch the sound?
it just records sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
This is
awesome.
everything.
So you just start whenever.
Yeah. So I'll start in a little bit here. Also, could somebody get the door
Shut the
too,
door.
please?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I do like a little introduction?
Sure, Alex.
If we come up with more stuff on the go. Awesome.
I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I can be, okay? It's very hard.
Yes.
Is this gonna be our first entry of the year?
Yes.
Alright.
It will be.
Make sure that's
First
right.
entry of banner in general.
I'm gonna be really bad at this because I'm gonna like keep looking away and then you're not gonna be able to hear me.
It'll be okay. Just keep it close. Be a good experience. Okay. We are starting in 3, 2, 1.
This is the first podcast entry here for Banner News. I am here with Joe Dean, also known as Thesanity. So, from what I know, you are a athlete here at DMACC.
Yes, sir.
And you are also working on an aspiring music career. So, let's start off with some of the basic questions here. So, what made you want to start making music?
It was mostly some of my buddies. I had always kind of been into music throughout the years. Always been a big writer, so that played a big part in it. But it was really my buddies that kind of edged me on to tell me to actually start writing and recording my own stuff. I never really thought about it until, I think it was about 4 years ago today, maybe this month. And it was kind of just something that I guess I always had a niche for, but, never really pursued, but here we are.
So, like, who would you say is, like, your biggest influence as far as, like, becoming an artist? Like, is there, like, a specific, like, famous artist? Is it, like, a family member who kind of pushed you into it? Like,
Most people would probably say Eminem. For me, though, I'm a big NF fan.
okay.
He's kind of a Christian artist. He doesn't use cuss words. He likes to write about, a lot of real stuff that goes on in his life. And that's kind of the angle that I took when I started making music. Definitely, kind of shadowed him a little bit and tried to write like him. But obviously, nowadays I have found my own sound. But he was definitely probably the biggest influence.
Would you say that he's, like, currently your favorite artist, probably?
Yeah, he definitely is. He's just stuck, to himself. He really doesn't, do much on social media. He doesn't really, he's not really the normal artist, He's not someone that you think of when, I don't know, his concerts are really amazing. He really connects with his audience. That's probably the biggest thing. But, he's not gonna, I guess being like the paparazzi, he's not gonna do anything that's kind of, like, influences people in the wrong way. So he's definitely my favorite artist.
What's your favorite album by him, do you think?
Wow, that's a really tough one. I'd probably have to go with Mansion. He dropped that in, I think, 2016. That was a little bit before he's done a lot more mainstream stuff now. That was back before he was kind of a big artist, so he did a lot. He basically just wrote from the heart. That was definitely a great album.
I think Clouds is one of his newest mixtape. That was like one of his first ones that I actually listened to, and that kind of got me into him more. So I really like Clouds. That one's pretty good. So as far as juggling college athletics, education, and a music career, like, what are some of, like, the difficulties that you go through on, like, a daily basis? Because I know you've got to be busy.
Yeah, it's fairly tough. I definitely prioritize things, my music career over everything else.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it comes down to, you know, I have an assignment due at, you know, midnight, or I have a new song that's just in my head that I gotta get recording on, I'm definitely choosing the recording over doing the assignment. But yeah, in season, because I play golf, so in season we have a fall and spring. You know, it definitely can be difficult, you know, because I do put a lot of time in the golf course, as well as my music, and then school definitely is the least my worries. But you know, I try to do enough to pass my classes, and you know, put enough work in on the golf course to have a good season. But I definitely put the most time I can on my music.
Oh yeah. So as far as like the classes that you take at DMACC, are you like taking classes to help with like a music career, or like is it just kind of like a totally different thing?
Yeah, it's basically just the most basic classes you can possibly take. I always ask my advisors to throw in the easiest classes they possibly can to, you know, lighten the load on me. But
There you go. Yeah, no, because like I guess I don't know if DMACC really even has some like any music classes. Like I'm sure they have like a choir or a band and like stuff like that. But as far as like actual classes go with like music, I'm not sure if there's.
yeah, I don't think they have any like specific like production classes that I'd probably be interested in, or anything that's like kind of in my genre. It is definitely a lot of like the classical stuff, or like music theory, I think they have.
Right.
Nothing really that kind of stood out to me.
So as far as making music goes, what would you say is like your favorite part and then your least favorite part?
Honestly, the best feeling, you know, when making music is just when you can sit down. You know, I don't do production, so I don't make my own beats. But when I sit down, I have one of those nights where I'm basically just scrolling through beats, and I can find one and I can write a song in, you know, 30 minutes. I can have it done in about 30 minutes, record it, and it's done in an hour. You know, that's probably the best feeling for me. And what was the other question?
Like your least favorite part.
Least favorite part. It's definitely got to be the promotion side of it, the marketing side of it. It's so difficult to, especially when I was first starting out. It was so hard to get your name out there, and have listeners, like real fans that weren't, you know, just your friends from school.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely the hardest part. But you know, it's all part of making music. You know, it's part of the journey. So.
And that kind of leads me into my next question. So like as far as like getting your name out there, like getting your music out there, like what platforms did you use?
The biggest one for me this year has been probably the best year for me music-wise. TikTok.
Yeah.
It's been TikTok. You know, I started kind of I did YouTube. So 2020 during the quarantine stuff, I did YouTube heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to test the waters with that. So I did that for a year, and I didn't really see a big like correlation in, you know, my YouTube, people that like watch my YouTube videos, and then people that listen to my music. You know, people didn't really funnel over to my music. So I changed it up, and then this year I did TikTok, and that's just been unbelievable. It really just has taken my career off for sure.
So yeah, because like as far as like TikTok goes, like you just scroll through and it seems like everyone has over millions of views, or you know, like a certain amount of likes and stuff like that, and it's just like all it takes is really one video to go viral and a bunch of people find out, and just like that, you know, you've got thousands of followers overnight and stuff like that. So that's what I figured it was TikTok, because it's just like a super cool way, and you know, it's everywhere now. Like everybody has TikTok, everybody watches TikTok even a little bit, you know, if they're not on it 24/7 like I am, I guess. But because that was actually when I found out we were doing this interview, that was the first place I looked, was TikTok, between that and Apple Music, because they said that you had some on those kind of streaming platforms. So I took a look on TikTok, and that's kind of where I found out about everything. So yeah, no, TikTok is definitely huge as far as like, it seems like you got like all these influencers, you got music makers, gamers. It's just like this year that just started blowing up.
Yeah, it's definitely the best place to market your stuff, whether, you know, whatever you're doing. It's completely free, and it really doesn't take much to have a video go viral. Like anything can go viral. That's why I get myself to post, you know, like once a day. You just never know, you know.
Have you ever done any like TikTok lives or anything like that, like recording or like editing, stuff like that?
I did a few TikTok lives when, I think you had to hit like 1,000 followers, and I think right when I hit 1,000 followers, I did a bunch of lives. It was kind of just like the adrenaline pumping, you know. I was like, really happy to be able to do lives, but you know, I haven't really done them since. It's mostly just like to promote like certain drops. So if I'm dropping a new song, you know, I'll go live to try to get some hype built around it. But other than that, I don't know. It's been difficult. I did it in the beginning to kind of, you know, connect with my followers a little more. You know, because all they see are my videos. They don't get to really connect with me as an artist. But I definitely should probably be doing a lot more lives. I just don't have the time.
Has anyone ever reached out to you about like live performances or like collaborations or anything like that?
I've yet to do really any live performances. I did a few open mics, but that was about it. Collab wise, I've had, this year I've had I think about 3 or 4 artists that have reached out to me to do a few things. So I do have a few collaborations in the makes, but yeah, it's been interesting. I have collabed with a lot of local artists from my hometown. The people that I've been kind of growing with in my music career with, but yeah, this year I've had a couple decent sized artists that are definitely bigger than me that have reached out. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, no, and that's all it takes is like they always say it's all about who you know. It's like you get your name in with him and her and all that kind of stuff, and just like that, you're taking off even more. Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty cool. As far as money goes, it's another one of my favorite things to talk about. Editing, recording equipment, stuff like that. Have you spent a lot of money, or do you just kind of use what's available?
So in the beginning, I mean, I've probably purchased about 3 different microphones that have probably run me about anywhere from $800 to $1,000 total. There is a lot of stuff that goes into it. The recording softwares are actually that was a one-time purchase, but that was a few $100s, and then beats are tough because there's like different steps when you buy beats. You can buy the low end lease, you can buy kind of the high end lease, and then you can basically buy it outright. I've yet to buy a beat outright because I haven't really had a song that's blown up enough that I had to do that. But most leases are going to cost about $30 to $50 per song, and then I did pay a good amount of money for one music video that I made on my YouTube. So it's definitely very costly. It's gonna be a little while to dig myself out of that hole of debt, but yeah.
So speaking of that, so like, do you currently make money off of like your music or like TikTok, stuff like that?
I make a little bit. TikTok varies. I probably make about 10 cents a day off TikTok. Yeah. And then streaming platforms are tough. I mean, if I was making music about 10 years ago, it would have been sweet. I could sell CDs, people would buy music off iTunes, but now streaming platforms, I mean, on Apple Music and Spotify, I think they pay like 0.4 cents per stream. Yeah. So it's next to nothing. But I mean, this year has been pretty solid. Actually, I've probably made a few $1,000s this year, but definitely not enough to live off of quite yet.
Right. I was gonna say, and as far as like all the streaming platforms go, like now all of a sudden you see it's like Spotify's $5 a month for college students, and Apple Music is $5 a month. It's like when those aren't pulling in as much money as they would for like a regular membership, then obviously the artists aren't going to get paid near as much as far as their streams go and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but I don't know. I'm hoping to get some merchandise here soon, or just some other source of revenue that can help me.
So is there anyone or anything in particular that you like attribute your music career to? Like, is there anybody that you can say like you're doing this for?
Honestly, it's for me, I always told myself when I was started making music that for me, I just wanted to make music that people could relate to, stuff that people could listen to and either change their mood in a positive way, or just something that they can listen to and really just kind of feel in their heart. So for me, it's all the people that are going through tough times that kind of need music like that to kind of keep them going. That's the biggest part for me. And it really doesn't matter. It could be one person that's listening to my music that is just really needs that to fuel their day, or it could be thousands of people. But that's definitely the reason I do it.
And that's definitely a huge thing too, as far as like relating. Like it seems like like obviously there's so much going on in the world nowadays that like we didn't really hear about 10, 15 years ago. So it seems like so much of this is like what people can relate to the most. So I think that's super cool that that's like a big thing for you, is like relating to your fans and stuff.
Yeah.
So and that's all I got for questions. Any last words, any socials you want to plug, anything like that?
I mean, yeah, if people want to follow me, on TikTok, it's just Joe Dean, what is it, joedean.ts. I think that's my Instagram handle as well.
Okay.
Obviously on all streaming platforms, it's Thesanity. It's the word Sanity. It's all one word. Yeah, that's about it.
And I think you have, is it an album and an EP maybe up on Apple Music currently?
I have quite a few songs on Apple Music actually. 2019 was a crazy year for me. 2019 I dropped probably like 45 songs.
Oh wow.
And it still wasn't a great year, but yeah, I have a couple albums, a couple EPs out there, a good amount of singles, but yeah, definitely a lot to listen to if people are interested.
Awesome. So Thesanity on Apple Music and Spotify, or just Apple Music?
It's on about everywhere, I think. Anywhere you can pretty much find music, should be.
Cool. That's all I got.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, that was really good.
15 minutes.
13.
13? No, close enough. I guess we didn't start right at 1, but.